Well, I am so excited today. It's a little bit of a different approach to our Culture Stew interviews. So, after several years of being in the host seat and interviewing others, we're turning the tables. And Roger Moreano, you are going to be interviewing me. And so, I'm really excited to have you on the show.
Yes,
and answer all of your questions. So I'll turn it over to you, and I will do my best to be a very well-behaved guest.
that's wonderful. Well, thank you for asking me to fill these huge shoes and be in this role. And it's exciting for me as a new member of MSM to be a part of this. So I want to just jump right in, Maria, and just ask you about your new book, which is coming out, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for Trainers, Fostering DEI in the Workplace. And it was published yesterday on January 11th, and it says to provide the guidance new trainers need to develop the knowledge and skills required for DEI training. So in addition to that, what does the book aim to do?
So the book really aims to, first and foremost, it's geared toward training and talent development professionals, but it's really for anybody who is either aspiring to become a DEI practitioner or finds themselves having been perhaps voluntold to be a part of that role in their organization and are trying to figure out, how do we do this in a way that is not only successful and ethical, but also sustainable, that it really becomes a living part of the organization and not just a one-off. So I really see this as kind of a comprehensive how to do DEI, especially from a learning and talent development standpoint.
Well, and I have to say that writing a book, I know it's not easy. It's no easy feat. And especially during a pandemic. And I know you worked on this quite a bit over the last year and a half, 2 years. So, what inspired you to actually jump in and do this?
Yeah, it's really interesting because I started the process right in the midst of the pandemic, right after everything kind of shut down, but before the summer of 2020. And so as I was outlining what I wanted the book to be, it began to parallel with just the vast societal change and the attention that was being put toward issues around racism and social injustices. So it was a really interesting time to be writing this book as I was watching increasingly organizations and leaders and just individuals across the country, around the world, having these conversations around the presence and the perpetuation of oppression in our society. So I think that really had a significant impact, not only on the relevance of the book for this time, I think, but also just on the lens that I had in front of me as I was writing this. So I really wanted to make sure that I was providing a historical perspective of of injustice, of inequality, as well as the sort of the DEI movements over the course of time and the evolution of that. And it was interesting to have that backdrop of everything that's been happening in the last couple of years while I was writing it. So I don't know if that answers your question, but
it absolutely does. Yeah, and it's interesting because the times that we're in, we not only did we see the challenges there, but we also saw kind of a plethora of books related to DEI starting to come out and with more frequency. I think the urgency of the moment demanded it. So what would make your book unique, and who's it for?
The Culture Stew podcast is a product of MSM Global Consulting and produced by Shelby Rowe Productions. Please give us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform so other people can find us. There are many ways to connect and keep the conversation going with us. Check out our website at www.msmglobalconsulting.com. You can also share your thoughts with us directly by emailing info@msmglobalconsulting.com and putting Culture Stew in the headline. Follow us on Instagram at MSM_global, Facebook at MSM Global Consulting, Twitter at Global MSM, and LinkedIn at MSM Global Consulting. Let's keep the conversation going.
My entry just now be part of the bloopers.
You got it.
Nice.
But you didn't like fall out of your chair though.
I can.
That's okay. Take it.